I've been working construction for all of my life. I work over 50 hours a week. It's hard work, but that's how I keep food on the table. Everything was great until that accident on that fateful day when I fell from the roof of a 3-story house. I wasn't really aware of what had happened. First thing I remember is waking up 5 hours later in the hospital. My neck and my leg covered in plaster casts. I didn't feel any pain, probably because of those little yellow pills on the table next to my bed. All I know is that I couldn't move a muscle. There was no clock in my room, but I knew it was late as it was dark outside. I watched TV for a few hours before I dozed off. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was deadly silent in the room. All of a sudden, I heard a woman's voice. "I've never seen you around here before." I tried to turn my head to face a door, but I couldn't. From the corner of my eye, I couldn't see if there was someone at the door or if the voice was coming from the hallway. "Who is it?" I said. "Margaret Stone," said the woman in her trembling voice. "I just got here," I said. The woman didn't reply. I heard a strange sound coming towards me, like something being dragged on the floor. From my peripheral, I saw an old woman in a wheelchair. I couldn't really make out her face, only her silhouette. She seemed really skinny and almost hairless. As she got closer, she looked terribly sick. "What happened to you?" she asked. I told her that I fell from a roof. "How long have you been here?" "I've been here at least 8 hours or more, but I've lost track of time. I do recall the doctor telling me that I would be here for about a week." She laughed. "What's your name?" I'm Joey," I said. "Joey, you might think you're going home in a week, but you'll never leave this place." "What? What do you mean?" I asked. "He won't let you," she said. Who? Who won't let me?" The old woman leaned in and whispered, "The Warderer." She grabbed my head with her cold hands. That's when I saw her for the first time. Her face was cadaverous and frail. Her sunken, dark eyes stared at me with a deadly gaze. Behind her, half a dozen patients, in their blood-soaked hospital gowns, stared at me with their sunken eyes and their creepy grins. It was then that I noticed a dark, shadowy figure, hovering in the corner of the room. It slowly moved toward me and floated over my bed. I suddenly felt a pressure on my chest and sensed a freezing hand around my throat. My core body temperature dropped quickly. My heartbeat became irregular. The evil entity looked through my eyes and into my soul. I tried to move, but my body wouldn't budge. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I began to hear voices, screams, and cries from deceased patients. My body started to spasm and contort in a way that defied gravity. Blood flowed from my eyes, ears, and mouth as the Warderer took my last breath. It was then that I realized I'd been condemned, like Margaret and the others, to spend eternity roaming the corridors of this hospital.